What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of J&D Sports Talk. In this episode, I'm going to be breaking down the AFC East, giving some record predictions, roster evaluations, stuff like that. If you haven't already checked out other divisions that we're doing, and we're going to do all of them before the season starts. So make sure you check out our other videos. Also, check out our TikTok and Twitch at J&D Sports Talk. The AFC East has the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Jets. The Patriots, underrated team. I think the Jets, there's a couple things that need to go their way for them to make a little bit of noise. I think the Dolphins are not going to have a good year, and Buffalo's obviously a Super Bowl contender looking to get over the hump. So I'm going to look at their schedules, their rosters, and see how these teams are going to do this season. Make sure you subscribe. All right, so taking a look at this Jets team. The offense is really going to come down to this guy right here, Justin Fields at quarterback. First year with the Jets. Obviously, he's been with the Bears his whole career. Now he goes to the Jets, looking to prove himself. Running back, you have Breece Hall, Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen's underrated. Garrett Wilson. Outside of that, I feel like you need another receiver or two. At tight end, Mason Taylor, the rookie. I think he will be good. And then the offensive line has been improved. Elijah Vera Tucker, Armin Membu was their first round pick, and then Olonu Fashanu. And the defense side of the ball, it's really good. You have Sauce Gardner, Quincy Williams, Quinnen Williams. You got Harrison Phillips from the Vikings, and Andre Sisco. I think he's from the Jaguars. Brandon Steffens is not a bad nickel corner, but defense looks good in my opinion for the most part. And then the offense, it's all really going to come down to the chemistry and how Justin Fields operates it. Taking a look at the New York Jets schedule here. Obviously, they kind of got a couple tougher division games. Week 1 against the Steelers at home. I think they're going to take an L here. They take another L to Buffalo. Oops. And then Tampa Bay, they take a loss before getting a win against the Dolphins. Cowboys, I think they lose. Denver, they lose. Panthers, they lose. They lose here. They get a dub against the Browns. Second half of the season, just off the bye week after the Browns game. Patriots, I think they'll split, even though these two teams are pretty even. So we'll say Patriots win at home, but Jets win on the road. They lose to the Ravens, lose to the Falcons. They'll split with the Dolphins. So they start. Oh, let's change that. Jaguars, they get a dub. They get a dub here, and then they lose to the Bills on the road. I think the Jets, it's really going to come down to how they play offense this season. I think if Justin Fields does good, the offense could do good. I think the defense will be top half in the league. But if these close games go right for them, I think they could take the Falcons. They could take the Steelers week 1. And that's really much it. I think the Jets will be 5 to 8 wins, but we will see how they do. All right, moving on to the Miami Dolphins. As I said before, I have a hot take with this Dolphins team. I think they're going to have a really bad year. I think they're going to clean house. I think they potentially move on from Tua. They trade players like Tyreek Hill, maybe defense side of the ball. Mika, well, they just got Mika. But they trade their older players, maybe their mid-player stars like Bradley Chubb, and just get a lot of picks and get younger and rebuild. Dolphins need to start a rebuild. It's pretty clear. But as of right now, you got Tua, who's decent in my opinion. You got Devin Achane, not worth the contract they gave him. Devin Achane's underrated, but I really like Ollie Gordon. I think he should be the second back or the starter. Tyreek Hill, wide receiver. A lot of people think he will fall off. I don't think that's coming yet. I think he still has a good 2-3 years left in him. Jalen Waddle's a good receiver. Outside of that, that receiver room is not great. Tight end room is terrible. Offensive line is mid. James Daniels and Austin Jackson's solid, but I don't really know about the rest of them. And defense side of the ball, you have some good players, but a lot of stuff still concerns me here. Jalen Phillips is really good. Mika Fitzpatrick is really good. Corners are terrible. Your number one corner is Kendall Sheffield, Storm Duck, James Marshall Jr. It's not good. Jack Joe, it's not a good room at all. Chop Robinson is pretty good. Matthew Judon's not bad. Jordan Phillips on the second team. Willie Gay Jr. should probably start on this defense. But Dolphins, I mean, they look mid to me. They're actually mid on paper. I really think they're going to have a bad year. And I'm going to show you guys right here. Week 1, I think they get this win. They lose to the Patriots, lose to the Bills. They beat the Jets. They lose to the Panthers. They lose to the Chargers. They beat the Browns, lose to the Falcons. They lose these 2 games. They're going to get swept by Buffalo. They're going to lose to the Commanders. They get a nice win against the Saints. They'll lose to the Jets here. They'll get an upset over the Steelers, lose to the Bengals, lose to the Bucks, and then they'll split with the Patriots. 6 wins. I don't think this team's going to be really good. Those close games go for them. Let's give them a sweep over New England. Let's give them the Chargers game. Let's give them the Falcons game. But I think this team's winning 5 to 6 games. This team really needs to start a rebuild, and their fans are realizing it before their owner does. Next AFC East team we got is the New England Patriots. I am drinking the Kool-Aid for the Patriots this year. I think they're going to be a good team. Drake May, one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL. He's going to be good. Ramondre Stevenson, Travion Henderson, that's a good running back room. Well, I think Henderson should definitely start. Gibson and Stevenson should split the 2. Diggs at wide receiver. Hopefully he can be better when healthy. Demario Douglas, Kyle Williams, Keyshawn Boutte. Not a great receiver room at all. But, I mean, Kyle Williams, he's a rookie. Maybe Douglas or Boutte pops off. Tight end Hunter Henry, he's always been solid for them. And this offensive line is well improved. Will Campbell, he's going to be a great player for the Patriots. One of the best linemen they've had in a while. Garrett Bradbury, Mike Mwenwu, Morgan Moses is from the Jets, I'm pretty sure. The offensive line got better. Defense side of the ball, it's top 5 defense in my opinion. Milton Williams, Robert Spleen is a tackle monster. No one's really talking about this signing. Harold Landry from the Titans, Carlton Davis from the Bucks, and then you got Kyle Duggar, Jabril Peppers, Giants legend, and then the best player of them all, Christian Gonzalez. Jelani Tavai is a good linebacker too. He's a tackle monster. He's good at rushing the quarterback. This team spent a lot of money in the offseason, and I think it's going to show in the win column. Will they make the playoffs? Maybe. I think they still need to add more weapons for Drake May besides Diggs and Henderson and Henry. I think they need to add another receiver. Hopefully midseason they can make a big trade. But I like the Patriots this year. I think they're going to do some good things. Week 1, they get a win here. They split with the Dolphins in the series. They play the Steelers. They beat the Steelers. They lose to the Panthers. They lose to the Bills. They beat the Saints easily. 2 blowout wins here. 3 blowout wins, actually. Close one with the Falcons. They'll take a loss. They'll take a loss to the Bucks. Then the Jets. They'll beat the Jets. They'll lose to the Bengals. They'll beat the Giants. They'll split with the Bills. That's what they did last year. They'll lose to the Ravens. And then they will split with the Jets. I think 9-8 is reasonable for the Patriots. I think a couple games that go different. Maybe you could have them win this game against the Falcons. Maybe they don't split with the Jets, but also a couple things could go wrong. Besides that, maybe one of these is a trap game. Tennessee takes that. Maybe Giants is a trap game. They lose that. And then maybe they lose to the Steelers. So I think 6-9 wins is a good range for the Patriots. I think the Patriots and the Panthers are 2 very similar teams this year. And I think Mike Vrabel is going to lead this team to a really good future. And then up next, you have the Buffalo Bills. I'll keep this one short and sweet. They're going to be Super Bowl contenders, top 5 teams. They have the easiest schedule in the NFL, so anticipate them getting 13, 14 wins if they play to their standard. Josh Allen, top 3 quarterback in the NFL. James Cook, top 15 running back. Khalil Shakir, top 25 receiver. Outside of that, if Keon Coleman doesn't step up, they're in trouble at the receiver core. Joshua Palmer isn't bad, but not a game changer. Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, one of those 2 has to take a step. Deion Dawkins is one of the best tackles in football, and that line is solid. And then on the defensive side of the ball, if they can stay healthy, they got Tre'Davious White back. Christian Benford, Teron Johnson, those are 2 good corners that people don't talk about. Greg Rousseau's good at rushing the passer. Ed Oliver can stop the run. Daquan Jones is underrated. They got Joey Bosa, Shaq Thompson. Terrell Bernard's a good linebacker. Matt Milano's a good linebacker. So, I mean, this is a good defense, in my opinion. Just what's going to decide the Bills going to the Super Bowl is which tight end will step up, which receiver will step up, and will the defense stay healthy? You take a look at the schedule. I think they will go on a tear because it's a very easy schedule. Week 1, I think they lose to the Ravens. I think the Ravens will play with fire because of what happened last year. But this is where the win streak starts. They beat the Jets. They beat the Dolphins. They beat the Saints. Beat the Patriots. Beat the Falcons. Off a bye week, they lose to the Panthers, but then they beat the Chiefs. It's the regular season. They beat the Dolphins. They lose to the Bucs in a trap game, but they beat the Texans, the Steelers. They beat the Bengals. They split with the Patriots, and then they lose to the Eagles, but they beat the Jets. 12 wins for the Bills. A couple of games that can make them better. They beat the Eagles, which that's a potential Super Bowl preview. Maybe this is not a trap game. And then maybe they don't split with the Patriots. I see this team winning 12 to 15 games. I don't think they're going to go 17-0. But this is a good team. And we'll have to see if they just keep it together in the playoffs, which I'm rooting for them to do that this year. Here is how I have the AFC East shaping out. It may look crazy, but I'll explain it. Dolphins, I already said they need to enter a rebuild. I think this year they're going to be a bad team. I think they're only going to win 5-6 games. And I see the fans literally say they need a rebuild. They need to move on from Tua. Stop eating all that money. Move on from Mike McDaniel. Move on from Chris Greer. I think that's their GM name. They need to trade older players. They need to get picks and get younger. They need to just rebuild because the core they have now is soft. They can't play in the cold. They're not physical. Need to rebuild, retool it. The Jets, I think they got 6-7 wins in them, maybe 4 or 5. I don't know. It's in that range. Aaron Glenn, first year. This team could be one of the worst, and they could be a mid team. I don't see them doing anything crazy, though. But I have them at 3rd right now. I don't think the Patriots are going to take the division title from the Bills this year. It could happen in a year or two, but this year the Bills just have way too easy of a schedule, and they have a better team on paper. I think the Bills win this division once again, but next year I think is the first year that it's really in jeopardy. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe. Check out our TikTok and Twitch. Check out our other videos, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Keep pounding.